In this video, we're going to take a listen to 5 Van Halen guitar riffs. All of these I kind of think of as the bridge section to the song, and they're right before Eddie just rips into a guitar solo. And each one of them I kind of feel like is a cool departure from the rest of the song. So without further ado, we'll jump into it. After each riff, I'll kind of explain my thoughts as to Eddie's creative genius on each one, and at the very end I'll give some tips on maybe if you're trying to tackle some of these riffs yourself. All right. I love this groove. It just kind of comes out of left field. And this is one where I feel like if somebody else, imagine somebody else wrote this, it would be more of a... that really fast bass line he throws in there. It's so unique, and it still just grooves so hard, and then it just goes into the guitar solo. It's awesome. The thing I really liked about this riff is essentially he's playing the same idea in 2 different ways. This is really common in music. You play the same thing a couple different ways to get different feels out of it. So right out of the gate, he's coming in super aggressive, but if you slow it down and really focus on the bass notes, and he's just laying into that the second time around, just to give it a different... The other thing I noticed that's really cool, Eddie was so nuanced the way he would play things, where he'd play it wide open, or then he'd kind of mute it a little bit. And you can hear it in the song if you listen carefully. It's so cool. All right, light up the sky. So first of all, he's using an MXR phase shifter, which adds kind of a slow, kind of swirling sound to it. I don't know if Eddie picked or plucked the notes. To me, it's very staccato, so it was a little easier for me to get that sound plucking. I'm just using these fingers. I actually did that on Get Up too. The part of this riff to me, though, that's the really cool takeaway, is that second part where he goes. So essentially he's playing thirds in the key. But he's playing that open D note in there and making a riff out of that. So it's you could go all the way. Originally when I learned it, I played it down here and I picked every note, so it was more of... I don't know if he did pull-offs here or not. I saw live footage where he's playing it up in this spot. To me, doing pull-offs just... it seems like a very Eddie Van Halen thing to do. Because he was all about doing things that were very, they were difficult, but he would do them in a simple way at the same time. Mean Street's definitely one of my favorite Van Halen songs. This part in particular just has a really cool funky groove to it. He's using the MXR Phase 90 pedal again. And my takeaway on this one, think of an A power chord. You got root, fifth root, and then these three strings, and he's just sliding into it. And then you've got that little, and that's just A minor pentatonic. Really simple in concept, it's just, his execution is just amazing. Also have to say real quick, this last pick is definitely my favorite of the bunch. Okay, I don't have a lot to say about that one other than what a great use of volume swells. If you're wanting to learn that, my only advice there would be gradual when you bring the volume in. You don't want to just, if you listen to the song, he's really, which just makes it sound even cooler. Okay, to wrap this video up, Van Halen's obviously one of my biggest influences on guitar. However, I don't play a lot of Van Halen. All of these riffs actually took me quite a while to learn. What I love to do with music is create my own original stuff. And a lot of that comes from using your influences. And so hopefully I could kind of convey that in this video, how you can, take these riffs and kind of see what the thought process was behind it and kind of use it to make your own thing. If that sort of thing is interesting to you, I encourage you to like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more things like this with Van Halen down the road and some of my other influences, as well as my own original content. So I encourage you to check that out. I already have some of that up. Speaking of Van Halen, though, most of these riffs I learned. I want to give a shout out to some other YouTubers here. So check out Guitar Lessons 365 Song. There's a guy named Carl. He breaks down every part of the song. I mean, tons of songs. Really helpful resource. For Van Halen type stuff, another really great resource is check out Cameron Cooper. That guy just has Van Halen in his fingertips. And with the amp settings I used on my THR 32, I use settings similar to what he shares on his channel. Another great resource, check out Robert Baker Guitar. He does a lot of Van Halen lessons where he kind of gets into more of the theory. Really good stuff there too. So thank you for watching and take care.